Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something that might just change how you see your garden. Did you know that your backyard could be a virtual buffet for bees, butterflies, and other pollinators? Let's break it down. Researchers have discovered that gardens are like treasure chests full of nectar, keeping our pollinator pals fed all year long. That's right, even if you only have a tiny patch of flowers, it can make a huge difference, especially in those tricky early spring and late summer months when food is hard to find. A study from the University of Bristol found that gardens can provide between 50% and 95% of the nectar needed by pollinators during those critical times. Think about it. While farmland can dry up and leave our buzzing buddies hungry, gardens stay consistent. And while this particular study was conducted in the United Kingdom, its findings bode well for pollinators over on this side of the pond as well. Dr. Thomas Timberlake, who led this study, explained that it's pretty well known that gardens in city areas are fantastic spots for pollinators. In fact, urban areas often have more types of pollinators than farmlands. This leaves room for a wide swath of the public to lend a hand to help boost populations of some very important little critters in a wide range of important insect areas. Many people feel powerless when it comes to fighting biodiversity loss, thinking it's too big of a problem to tackle on their own, Dr. Timberlake said. But our study shows that individual citizens can make a big difference. People can support pollinators in their gardens and surrounding farmland by simply making sure their garden has pollinator-friendly flowers blooming throughout the year, especially in early spring and late summer when pollinators are hungriest. More than 90% of farmland in Great Britain is within just a kilometer of a garden. This means those flowers you plant at home are easily accessible to insects living nearby. If we make our gardens friendly for pollinators, like planting the right flowers, then we could help bees and butterflies not just in our yards, but all over the countryside. Here in the United States, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service notes that pollinators in general are on the decline. Its Center for Pollinator Conservation is specifically dedicated to reversing the downward trend in these important species. Pollinator species in the U.S. are threatened by loss of food, imported species, disease, and pesticides. We covered this particular problem in a previous video. There is already a trend in conservation circles to plant gardens specifically geared to be welcoming to pollinators. A simple search can turn up a plethora of websites with detailed instructions, and it is even more helpful to find a plan specifically designed for the particular region where it is going to be planted. While the concept is universal, different areas have different bugs with different appetites. The researchers in the UK are now on a mission to figure out which plants are best at filling those seasonal hunger gaps for our pollinator friends. If they find that gardens are even better than some farmland for supporting these creatures, it could lead to a big push for creating more pollinator-friendly gardens in rural areas. So, what does this mean for you? Your garden isn't just a pretty spot. It's a vital part of helping pollinators bounce back and thrive. Next time you're out planting, remember that every flower counts. A simple garden can be a little oasis for bees and butterflies. Now there is more reason than ever to get out there and make green spaces as friendly as possible. Thanks for watching and happy gardening! Don't stop here. Find out more. Visit the links in the description below for more in-depth information on the stories presented in this video. Or if you are a part of a wildlife organization doing something interesting right now, let us know in the comments.